Hey guys, Pastrytime here for a audio commentary. It's actually pretty late, unfortunately, where I am now, so I'm not going to be able to talk too loudly. I'm just going to go ahead and pull up, I should say, a replay here of a game I literally just played. I played it finished about 15 minutes ago, and I decided that I wanted to do an audio commentary on it. It's a pretty short game as well. It isn't the most perfect game that I've played with this particular champion either, unfortunately. But hopefully it illustrates a few things that I did wanna get out there, and it most definitely was quite a lot of fun. And yes, it is going to be Alistar. So this game is a little bit of a stomp, just as a quick spoiler alert. I did win this game. I had an earlier Alistar game that was about twice as long, where I think I played a lot better, but unfortunately it was just a bit of an awkward game. And I might cover it later, just for the sake of it, or maybe just to talk about exactly how. I guess talk about exactly how maybe to go about playing in certain situations, or how not to lose. There's certainly a few things about team fights that could have been talked about, but yeah, I'm just going to go ahead. This one had some interesting some laning going on. I did make a few mistakes though that I wasn't too happy with, but in general I played okay. It was actually interesting. There's a lot of good stuff that went on early, and then kind of as the middle part of the lane kind of crept on, it wasn't quite as good. But of course, just a quick brief on Alistar. He's pretty much one of the best supports you can play if you want to carry your team. Is pretty much how I'm going to put it. Because I have to tell you, I was pretty mad before this game. I hadn't actually won a game all day, and yeah, I'd been playing a couple of games this evening, and I really wanted to win, and I was getting really sick of people. Yeah, so people, sick of people not winning, basically. I was sick of people doing dumb stuff. So I'm actually going to go ahead and real quick and just turn that down so you get a nice slow scroll speed going on. But yeah, I was kind of sick of all that. So I pretty much decided what I always like to do when I get frustrated and want to play in solo queue. I guess this is normal, not ranked, but still solo queue, is that I like to play Alistar, because Alistar just makes me feel happy. He's a great champion. He's one of my favorite support champions, and he is one of the champions, in my opinion, that is pretty much one of the few that's able to carry a solo queue game as a support. And you'll see the reason why in a couple of instances. If you've played Ali enough, Ali's really good. Sorry, really good at setting up things for people in lane. And pretty much if you, oh wow, what's going on here? Yeah, pretty much if you feed someone a kill, if you feed an AD as a kill to Alistar, it's really obvious that they should take it. I mean, Janna's, I think, just a great support in general, but I think one of the problems in solo queue is that Janna really requires your lane partner, I should say, so your AD, to really know what they're doing. And a lot of Janna's strength comes from trading when you put her shield on your AD. And yeah, so my team decides to go ahead and get first blood, which is a little bit awkward. And Caitlyn, of course, does the correct thing and calls Fiddlesticks a noob. So they did know Shaker was at their red, because I CV'd their blue, so they were, I guess, tried to invade there, but they were prepared. And it's pretty dumb to invade a Shaker, honestly, unless you have 5 people, just because his boxes give him a ridiculous amount of safety. I mean, sure, if you crack him, it's really good, but it can get pretty awkward. Now, I should have actually warded this Butcher. I was thinking about it. I knew Blitzcrank was going to try and grab me. I do end up warding it, but I get grabbed here, so this is not all that good. Caitlyn, as you can see, comes and actually get crit by Ashe as well, which hurts. I do go ahead and chug my potion, and they don't run into the bush through Caitlyn, which is good. So I did take a little bit too much damage here, which is going to limit my aggressive options at level 2. And if there's one thing I'd really like to do as Alistar, it's play aggressive at level 2. And as you see, keep saying, sorry, Alistar is really one of those champions that's very good at pretty much carrying as hard as you can on support. So I mean, a lot of the other supports are good at covering for mistakes potentially. I mean, this is all, of course, in a solo queue environment. I'm going to talk specifically about, I think, support in solo queue, because I think a lot of people that like playing support get frustrated when they play solo queue, because it's kind of like, well, what do I do? My teammate's not good, I don't have any coordination with my lane partner. I mean, you just play solid, and there are things you can do. So I'll talk about that. Now, one of the things I did want to mention was that Caitlyn really kind of screwed us lane presence wise by just standing in the wrong place and taking way too much damage from Ashe. And if you guys are out there playing AD, one of the things I can highly recommend is not doing what that not doing what Caitlyn did. I mean, she literally stood in a volley and an auto attack and just got got owned. I mean, the reason we're having trouble in this lane right now, she can't see us, we're afraid. I mean, Blitzcrank himself has great presence in the bottom middle brush. But you know, Caitlyn has range, and that shouldn't have happened. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go in here. I know Blitz is in there. Actually, I'm trying to bait him into grabbing me. He does end up grabbing me, and then I'm just going to go ahead and pulverize. I get level 2 very quickly. I'm going to go ahead and heal. But that was a really horrible trade for that Blitzcrank. I mean, he actually took 3 damage. The only problem is that Ash did manage to land that volume. He took quite a bit of free damage. A headshot there from Caitlyn. Actually going to even this up, and I realized very quickly that I'm able to get a kill. Now, if I was level 2 and had if I had headbutt, I should say, I'm obviously level 2, then this would be a lot easier. But of course, if I didn't have heal, we'd probably be dead. So but you can see how low Ash is. I'm gonna try and get a kill very quickly. The Caitlyn actually decides to go in for it. Does get the first blood. I'm gonna go ahead and heal. Actually, nice heal bait there as well. Blitzcrank gonna grab her. I'm gonna go ahead and pulverize this Blitz here, and we're gonna get a little bit more free damage. If Caitlyn was on the ball, we may have gotten a second kill there. But unfortunately, we couldn't get that one. However, I am going to set my opponent up with this kill. So Caitlyn did a good job there flashing and taking the initiative trying to get that kill. But I know this Blitzcrank is absolutely going to die if he steps in the wrong place. And as you're going to see here, I'm actually going to set this kill up. And these are the things you can do with Alistar that you just really can't do with other ADs. With other supports, is trying to set up kills. Now, I believe I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, actually, this is almost a semi-towered FPS. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm trying to, I bait him into using overdrive there. I'm actually trying to get in front of him or get into a place where I can flash past him and headbutt and then go ahead and kill him. Now he's making a mistake here not going back. Obviously, you know, his turret's taking a lot of pressure, but he doesn't currently do anything. He's gonna die here. So I'm gonna flash to make sure I get into the wall, and there just flash headbutt pulve, and then he's dead. So yeah, nice little play there. I did have to flash given the angle, so if you just quickly notice, Blitzcrank died here. So he got hit against the wall there and pulved. I was about here also, if you can see my mouse cursor, so hopefully you can. Yep, I was about here. Oop, gotta go back. I was about up here. If I had headbutted from this direction and he had realized and moved back forward, I probably would have drawn turret aggro, which is in about this area here. So by flashing, I end up being literally parallel to him, and I can just headbutt him immediately into this wall here and then go for the kill there. But that's definitely a thing that that a lot of Alistar players I don't think appreciate enough, and that a lot of people that play against Alistar and really need to start learning, is that headbutt pulverize is a great combo, absolutely. I mean, for me, it's kind of a I love it and hate it at the same time here, because I am Australian. I do unfortunately have to play on Australian ping on the NA servers, which is, I played roughly with about 200 ping, so I'm going to go ahead and get grabbed there, get exhausted as well. I'm actually going to go ahead and try and save her, but I believe she does die. The exhaust comes out there, it's going to wear off pretty soon, and I am here ready to go. If I had actually headbutted Ash instead of Blitzcrank, I may have actually gotten that one. Or if I don't think I was in range for headbutt pulve, but if I had gone for headbutt pulve, I may have been able to get it as well. But unfortunately, yeah, I couldn't have saved that Caitlyn. Actually, she probably would have lived again if I'd been a little bit faster, or just been walking there a second quicker or so. Probably would have saved her. As it is, I know I make a mistake at some point, getting way too aggressive on an Ash who's low, and I think it might be at this point, but I can't quite remember. I'll have to see. At the moment, I'm just trying to stay away from blitz hooks and go ahead and get some free XP. So yeah, you'll see me darting back and forth a lot against Blitzcrank. Just trying to create space, trying to imagine the range of rocket grab and make sure I don't get grabbed away. So no, it isn't here. I do make 1 or 2 mistakes in this game though, but you know, playing well so far. I've set up 2 kills already. I mean, Caitlyn got that 1 kill that I think I got an assist for, and we of course set up the kill onto Blitz there as well. So good stuff, and that's again what you can do with Alistar that you can't do with a lot of other supports, is set up kills. Like, it's so obvious. Like if you go in as Janna and you shield someone and kind of CC them, get aggressive. Oh, Blitzcrank is so screwed here. I actually missed the make Caitlyn miss her Q, which is a bit unfortunate. It was actually a really nice Q as well, but yeah, he's just going to go ahead and run on. Actually, CV ahead of him for 2 things. One, I want to check if Shaker's there, and he's actually top, which I don't think I noticed at the time, but and the other was to make sure I could secure this ward safely. So it was kind of those 2 things there. I mean, of course, we were able to chase Blitz a bit more as well, so he may have died there, but that's what the purpose of that CV is for. If you're wondering, make sure you get it, go ahead. Stand in the middle of the lane here just to kind of taunt my opponent, essentially. I'm just being like, yes, this is my lane, you don't get any farm. And Blitzcrank again is very low, so definitely going to try and set up on him now. There is an Ash going on as well. I think I remember what happens here. And I think this is quite a mistake. This is one of the things that when you play Blitzcrank, you have to really be aware of is who am I grabbing and how much does it matter. I'm pretty sure that's what happens here. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going for some sort of aggression here. I actually bait them into getting grabbed and then just straight up pole, like, after the stun wears off. It's just, I mean, headbutt Alistar into my Caitlyn and it's just, oh, no, we screw up here. So Caitlyn, unfortunately, flashes away before the last auto attack had happened. So we go onto Ashe, getting aggressive, but she should have backed off there. I mean, when Caitlyn saw that no, something weird happens here that shouldn't have happened. Okay, so she misses her Q onto trying to hit Blitzcrank, which is unfortunate, and she goes just way too far. Yeah, that was the mistake. It's just like, yeah, I even desperately tried there to headbutt Ashe up the way so the last auto attack wouldn't hit, but yeah, Caitlyn ends up dying, which is just awkward. I mean, there was just no reason for that. I mean, pretty much Ashe getting in volley range caused her to die, and this is actually where I make a mistake. I don't know what I was thinking exactly trying to kill this Ashe, but I really wanted to kill her, and I just thought I could, so I went in for it. I mean, I should have at least E'd again before I did it. I mean, I get a headbutt pole into the wall here, but I just don't have nearly enough health, or enough damage, of course, to really get in. And if I was going to go in at all, which I did do, obviously, then I probably should have actually just E'd first and got more health back. So, yeah, I screw up here bad. And that volley kills me. This made me so mad, if you kind of can look in chat. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe I died there. I mean, I knew getting aggressive onto Ashe was kind of a mistake, but I thought I'd gotten away with it, and I had to heal up as well. I just straight up didn't think that volley would kill me, so I didn't bother healing. So that was unfortunate, and we actually might have been able to bait Ashe into getting killed like Caitlyn was going back up into the lane, but unfortunately that did not work out for me, so I've gone ahead and grabbed a boot and a couple of wards. I think I grabbed boots there. I don't think I had anything before then. Can't check, unfortunately, but definitely on Alistar. I mean, on every support, I recommend everyone should go boots before finishing their filler zone. It's just safe, and it gives you so much more room in lane to make plays. But especially on Alistar, you absolutely want to be able to make those plays, and boots is just the obvious choice. I would never ever go boots before filler on Alistar ever, and I would hate to do it on any other support. It is greedy. It really is just very, very greedy, and I think it's unnecessary. So there's a bit of that, and of course wards are very important as well. Again, I think maybe we've got a regrowth in there as well, but I would much rather have wards and keep controlling the lane, make sure I have enough pink wards for brush, etc., etc. So I realise there's a ward there because Blitzcrank grabs me or tries to grab me into the bush. I go ahead and pink it, and it runs out, which sucks. But I guess at least I knew there was a ward there. I mean, I didn't know it was going to run out immediately, and it was kind of unfortunate that it did. And there's actually a pink ward in there too, which was kind of interesting. I didn't really know what Blitz was thinking there, but yeah, I was actually fine, and that ward's actually going to be quite handy, given that they have a Shaka, if you want to remember that. So that ward comes in quite handy, which I didn't expect, obviously. Although I do think I have a pink ward at Dragon too, which also serves similar purposes against Shaco, but I did actually purposely ward closer to Dragon for a lot of that, just knowing that Shaco would likely gank from longer distances, even when I only had sight wards. So I go ahead and CB there just to make sure Shaco isn't coming, because that ward at Dragon has just run out, and I do see that he's coming down. But I'm actually pretty confident here in what we can do. I mean, Ashe is fairly low, I think, from memory. So I'm going to go ahead and get grabbed, that's fine. Yeah, Ashe is very low, so this is why I'm not worried. I think even if Shaco comes, we can kill Ashe and get away. So I'm staying in here, you know, being aggressive. I've got plenty of health, plenty of mana, all that good stuff. I mean, Shaco's actually just popped up near mid, so can we continue to be aggressive? I mean, again, this lane's all about being aggressive. I actually go ahead and try and flash pole Ashe, but I can't get it. I ult through all this damage, not a problem, and Caitlyn gets exhausted. There's ult goes out as well, which unfortunately does hit Ashe, but doesn't get the kill. And there's a Shaco here too, and I absolutely know it's too late for Shaco. I mean, Fiddle's behind here as well. I mean, again, I can see him, so I'm not afraid at all. I go into the bush trying to bait him in there. Caitlyn, I think, almost takes out that box, but doesn't, and then we immediately go in on this Shaco. So he gets headbutt popped against this wall, and Fiddle fears him, and then he just dies instantly. So yeah, kind of awkward for him, but he stood in the wrong place against an Alistar, essentially. And again, headbutt pulling people as ally is just so important. So you saw I went to go back there, I realized I didn't have enough of feeler, and I actually do something that you probably shouldn't do to your ADs, but I actually go ahead and try and get a little bit of CS, because I really want to finish my feeler and go back, but as it is, I just stay here and pressure this turret with Caitlyn, sorry. So yeah, there is a fiddle there. I do notice that he's up there. He does ping as well, so I go up to check, see what's going on. and I see that they're pretty low. That blitz is very, very low, so I'm running up now to try and get into kill range, but Ash is chased as well. There is an Ash behind me. I actually end up walking past both these people because I know Blitz won't grab me because he'll die, and I know that Ash is pretty much afraid of me, but I don't want to headbutt her towards Fiddle and potentially get him killed. So we are starting this blue off, and I feel like she gets a crap ton of health back from that, and then Ari's coming back in as well. So this is a pretty interesting exchange. We actually pretty much start backing out immediately because we know what the problem is. We know what's happening. I mean, he's trying to go for that blue, so he actually gets himself caught here, stunned, and killed pretty much immediately. I mean, yeah, Ari's going to pick up that kill, not a problem. So a little bit awkward there on the Fiddle. Now it's Cat randomly gets chased, whatever. But the good thing was that we managed to distract their bottom lane long enough for Kate to get that turret. Now I have enough fearless turn, so I'm going to go back. I mean, that was kind of awkward what happened, but and unfortunately I didn't get a chance to set up anything there, but Fiddle essentially just got caught by a blitz grab, which is just more than a bit awkward, which is kind of why I went back down past through the tri-bush towards our turret, towards bottom turret, instead of, you know, the potentially suicidal way through the blitzcrank. So there is that. Anyway, so I think I've been trying to talk about it for quite a while. Headbutt pole on Ali is just one of those things where the combo is great, obviously, but again, on my ping, it's kind of hard to pull off. I absolutely can do the combo, but for me, the biggest problem with headbutt pole isn't so much the consistency problem. It's the fact that there's so little time when it's useful. Like, you end up using 2 of your major CCs, or I guess a CC and a displacement, which can also be used in as a CC in certain situations. And you take all that and you use 2 skills to create a very, very average stun. It's really crappy. I mean, if you think about it, the headbutt doesn't really it does actually stun them. Oh, there we go. I didn't realize it stunned them as you hit them, so that'll explain a lot. But yeah, I mean, you know, the stun lasts for 1.5 seconds plus the knockup, but I think it's worse than Dazzle, actually. Go ahead and pulverize it. I want to kill this wall before someone found me, so I actually pulverized the box for that reason, so I could auto-attack the ward, but, you know, I didn't like the box. It annoyed me. But yeah, pink ward that dragon, you know, obviously I assumed there was a ward there, because they just did dragon, so I go ahead and clear that out just to maybe give Fiddle a bit of an easier time ganking. I actually head towards mid to try and gank, but they already get a kill, so I back up. Oh no, actually I end up CVing for Fiddle there, and don't get it. I know Blitzcrank has oracles here as well, so I want to get aggressive. I think he's kind of just standing there, maybe typing or something, so I'm like, whatever, I'm just going to go ahead and kill this ward and then come onto him, because, you know, I'm not afraid. Cat is here to potentially reinforce, but Ash comes in as well, and I know Cat's coming, so I just straight up ult and pole them to hold them in place, and now Katarina comes in. Does get ulted, but she gets exhausted, which just completely destroys her damage output, but Cat does have quite a bit of damage at this point. We do manage to kill the Blitzcrank, who sadly hasn't popped his oracles. Caitlyn's going to ult there as well, so a lot of damage coming in. I'm ready to headbutt pole and dive, but it doesn't happen. But Cat is going to try and pick up the kill. Does actually flash back onto him. I could have probably CC'd there, but thankfully she gets out of turret range. And we managed to survive that bot kill. So a nice job there from Cat. It was pretty much just me having map awareness, knowing that Cat was going to come in there, and hoping pretty much that her ult was going to be strong enough that we would have been able to pick up those kills. So I mean, with my ult on, I was pretty ready, and despite the exhaust, we actually pick up the double kill there as well. So good play there from Cat, and yeah, good awareness from me there, just knowing that I could go in on them, get grabbed, and then just pulverize and be sweet. Of course, that actually removes some of Blitz's CC as well, so despite the exhaust, Cat did get off the majority of her ultimate. So yeah, what else are you talking about? I mean, Headbutt Pulver is using 2 very important skills to get what ends up being quite an ineffective stun. I mean, if you absolutely have to do the combo to stun somebody, that's great, but generally it's almost always better to split up your 2 CCs. I'm going to get caught here, by the way. There's nothing I can do, unfortunately. I just die. I was actually going over to mid to gank Ari, and she kills me, so that's kind of awkward. And Kate's going to get grabbed here and die as well, so that was a pretty unfortunate exchange for the most part. Fiddle not going to be able to do a whole lot. Hopefully he doesn't die, actually, I don't remember. Kat is doing a weird thing going around that. I think she's trying to get in there and ult, but yeah, that's bad. But Jarvan coming, he's ridiculously fed, by the way, which is part of the reason I didn't want to show this game. But, you know, Jarvan Cat, no problem cleaning up, even though Cat's ult got cancelled. And yeah, no, it's just ridiculous not to clean up. I mean, it was worth me and Kate trading ourselves off for it, I guess, but me dying was unfortunate and just a bit random and quite a bit, I'm not going to say unlucky, but it was just really weird that I went to gank Ari and she was coming over at the exact moment, so that was unfortunate. But yeah, Caitlyn getting killed was just, I think, a kind of an unfortunate byproduct of that as well. But yeah, as I keep trying to talk about Alistar, Headbutt Pole, if you have to use it as a combo, great, it's fine, but it's absolutely almost always better to chain the 2 things together now, as I've recently discovered. And as you know, Headbutt does cause a stun, and I believe it causes a bit more of a mini stun when you hit them against the wall as well. I'm not actually sure if that's just stun from the from the headbutt part, but pretty much if you can carry someone to a wall with your headbutt, you're guaranteed to hit the pulverize. So it's just so much more effective. I mean, yeah, Shaco hit, by the way, I knew he was here. He like just gets pulved and dies immediately. I mean, Ahri has damage but not enough to kill Cat, and it's just kind of ridiculous. So that was a pretty easy kill to set up there. And I knew Shaco was coming, so I just stayed on the turret, waited for him, and pulved when I saw him. So not a very fancy kill, sadly, but you know, it was a kill indeed. I wandered up towards red, CV it, see that there's nothing there, and realised that okay, no one's there for me to kill, so I'm just going to go ahead and take mid experience now. I am aware that Ahri is fairly strong and could probably kill me, so I'm going to let her push and then pick up these creeps, but you know, whatever. I'm actually going to go ahead and freeze the lane here as well, so in case mid needed it for a specific purpose, she doesn't have to worry about her lane being there. So, you know, just trying to be nice, tanking these creeps, whatever. But yeah, using Alistar's 2 CCs in conjunction with each other rather than simultaneously for a kind of combined stun. I mean, sure, Headbutt Pulver is cool, but it's just not that good. Like, it's, again, absolutely has its uses, but just kind of overrated. Now, I know Ahri's here, I know Cat's coming back as well. I actually tried to set up the flash pole combo, but Ahri's kind of wise to my ways already. I think I had an opportunity to go for it, but I didn't quite get it. As a result, I'm just going to go back bot and try and help out my AD carry. I believe I saw Blitzkrieg down there, but as soon as I see Alistar, I absolutely know that I'm going to go for a kill, and I do mess this up, unfortunately, and I'll talk about what I didn't do, and what I should have done, and certainly what I was trying to do. So yeah, I'm definitely going to go up on this Ash. Now, Blitzcrank, I do actually spot Blitzcrank here, which is a little bit awkward for me, so I'm going to walk past him expecting to get CC'd, and what I do, I do CV, I'm supposed to flash Headbutt Pulverize into this section of the wall, but Ash is already way too far back, so by that time it doesn't matter, and Caitlyn gets grabbed, arrowed, and dies. I don't even know why I'm still standing here, but I'm going to die anyway, because Ahri is just way too mobile, and I actually do a pretty good job of almost getting away, but unfortunately Blitz has just enough DPS to kill me, and even Fiddle can't save me from that, so that was pretty unfortunate, but Fiddle is going to ult over here, going to pick up a kill on Ash despite the exhaust. Yeah, he is. Which is pretty nifty. Blitz not being able to grab in time, actually probably getting himself killed as a result. But yeah, that was just really awkward of me. I absolutely wanted to pretty much Ash was at around here at this point, so I needed to save it to make sure she didn't go in this bush, flash, headbutt, and then pulverize into this wall and let Caitlyn pick up the kill. But she just, by the time I was already in place to do it, she was already too far back, and I just didn't realise that. Anyway, as you can see, this game is wrapping up pretty quickly. But yeah, just definitely think about Alistar's stuns more and more. I actually might do the second alley game. There was a lot of really cool plays that I made as early, and lots of good stuff generally that I can talk about in terms of team fighting and stuff like that. But unfortunately, it was a bit of a frustrating game for me to play, and it is very, very late. I will tell you that much. It's yeah, very late. So I'm happy to do this audio. Definitely going to be trying to do more audio commentary, specifically, or just commentaries in general, because I've been chatcasting a lot, which is great. But I feel I've kind of really missed out actually on just kind of taking it slower. Sorry, being a bit more chill and doing some analysis as well. And Alistar is one of my favorite champions, so this is a good thing to get me back into it. I'll probably be doing a series on supports actually, because I do main support. Ahri here is very dead, by the way. I actually wanted to headbutt her into the back of those trees there, and instead I actually accidentally KS. I was hoping she wasn't going to Spirit Rush over the wall, but she was so low that I should have just hit E and gotten the assist, so I kind of messed up there, but you know, that was unfortunate. So, you know, we're going to go ahead and get this turret pretty easily. I'm always waiting for an opportunity to hurt somebody. Shaco actually 2-shift poisons me, but it doesn't do all that much damage. She's pretty far behind, so we're just going to go ahead and get this turret. Jarvan's like fighting people up here and stuff. He's just, again, he's so ridiculously fed. He's like, he goes 15-1 in this game, I'm pretty sure. It's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, going for more kills. I actually end up, I know the tower's going to go down, so I'm going to go ahead and sit back up near where Ash is. Oh yeah, this is actually really fun when it happens. I'm sitting down here, kind of waiting for someone to poke their head out, but I actually think I'm going to get grabbed, so I go ahead and get grabbed. I ult out of it. I actually should have pulverized there as well, but it's just a nice bait. I mean, there was absolutely no way they were ever going to kill me in that situation. And yeah, I actually just pretty much baited the grab there to end up getting a kill. And I come back in here now. I mean, but there's lots of people playing cleanup already. I kind of realised too late that I should be back here. But yeah, my teammate's dying unfortunately. Little 6 goes down. Cat's gonna go down. Excuse me. I did promise I wouldn't do any more videos, but it's really late, so you have to excuse me. And Caitlyn freaking kills me here, which irritates me to no end. All she had to do was tank one more turret hit, and I die. So mad. I was actually really, really mad at her, because I was trying to keep my score as good as possible. Again, I wanted to play well this game because I was having a bit of trouble, but Joel and Olaf going to have a bit of a fight. Heal that comes out from Kate, and I guess I'll talk about this. Anyway, the game's actually going to end really soon. I'm going to buy my Shirley's and then it pretty much ends. But yeah, it's Olaf. As you can see, this job is just ridiculously bad. I mean, look, it's got triple Doran's Triforce at 20 minutes. With and Kate dies. Which is justice for her getting me killed. Anyway, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this audio. So we're going to wrap up. I'll probably do a bit of a post-game, because I do have the option now. I'm not doing this in Fraps. At the moment I'm actually doing an exploit, so big props to exploits, good stuff. Yeah, but this is going to be it. So I'm going to go ahead and lock on to Alistar. Yeah, they're going to surrender, and then I'm going to go ahead and shred the Strawberry. And that's going to be it. So yeah, just a quick few things to... I didn't really talk about the specifics of the lane, actually, unfortunately. I only pretty much talked about specific kill interactions with Alistar, and obviously at length on Headbutt Pulve. But I guess I'll quickly summarize. So don't always use Headbutt. Don't always think Headbutt Pulve is that great, because it's essentially just an awkward stun that can be kind of hard to hit, and it's very, very bad if you miss it. I mean, again, it absolutely has its uses, but I've found that generally on Alistar, you pretty much have a way to get to them that doesn't involve using that combo, and you should always try and look for that. And definitely in lane, walls are absolutely your best friend. You saw the flash Pulve kill into the wall there. I always pin people against walls and Pulve them, and it's just, again, you're serving up kills to your AD and bot. So I really recommend Alistar to people that are playing more solo, that want to play solo queue with support. I mean, it's a great champion to learn. He absolutely gives you a lot of really great tools as a support player, and in solo queue I think is fantastic, because if you literally hand kills to your AD and bot, even if they're not that good or they're not coordinating that well, they will get them. They will understand if you feed them kills. I mean, you saw me Pulve headbutt blitz towards Caitlyn there. You saw me set up a headbutt Pulve kills into walls and stuff like that. And I'll probably do the other Alistar game where there was a lot more of that going on, a lot more setups and just interesting things in general with Alistar. But in that lane it was actually really interesting, because Blitzcrank is one of those champions who has a stronger lane presence than Alistar, which is very unusual. Alistar is just an absolute bully in bottom lane. He's so scary, and it's very important for you to actually keep control of the brush, the top bit of brush there. I guess your enemy's brush, so you want to keep control of the brush that's closest to them, and because presumably you have control of yours when you're in it. It's actually the reason I bought the pink waters, because I wanted to absolutely make sure I had control of that bottom bit of brush. But yeah, Alistar is really, really great for that kind of stuff, and he's just such a bully. I mean, you saw even the times where Blitz did manage to grab me, I was usually a bait, or it just didn't really matter that much apart from the early game one. And I mean, Ashe unfortunately can't capitalize on Blitz lanes all that well, so we're kind of lucky in the sense that they had Ashe as their AD carry. But yeah, I mean, it was interesting. It was a pretty one-sided game for sure, which isn't always good. But there's some interesting stuff that happened. It was a quick game as well, which was good, because I really have to get to bed. And yeah, it was just fun. Again, I'll hopefully be doing more commentaries. I should be posting an update video fairly soon. I've kind of held off for a little bit too long on that, but I'll hopefully be posting it very soon. But yeah, I've been meaning to post an update video talking about why I haven't been on YouTube all that much. I've definitely wanted to be, but I've been very, very busy, and I'll be happy to explain all the stuff that's coming up and that I've been doing as well, so you guys can all check that out, because I do have plenty of content that I've produced. It's just unfortunately not been on my YouTube channel. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this audio commentary. Hope the quality is really nice, so I'm going to be checking it after this one. But yeah, I've enjoyed having a little bit more time with pre and post game to talk about champions, do a bit of a breakdown, and I'll hopefully be doing another audio, possibly an Alistar game or some other supports as well, as soon as I possibly can. Anyway guys, hope you've again enjoyed another audio commentary about me, and thanks all for listening, and I'll see you guys later. Alright, have a good night.